Hello and welcome once again to the Beyond Borders podcast. I'm your host, Neil Howard. Thank you so much for joining us once again. We're going to be speaking with Mr. Eduard Ortega, Chief Executive Officer at Remotely Philippines. Welcome to Beyond Borders, Edward. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Neil, and I'm happy to be here for today. So I just want to have a quick introduction about myself. So I'm a CEO and founder of Remotely Philippines, and I'm a CPA and CMA in profession for about 10 years. So technically, I've been doing accounting, audit, and finance work for every work experience that I have right now. So when pandemic hits the Philippines, I see the potential of outsourcing since there's going to be a chance for us to support international clients and accounting firms and businesses in a way that they could effectively and efficiently maximize our pool here in the Philippines. So technically, they can cut costs in their area, and then they can get the same resources, same level of competence here in the Philippines. So that's how I started Remotely Philippines. And right now, we're working with different countries like Australia, Singapore, and United States.
Remotely Philippines specializes in accounting and auditing, correct?
Yes, here in Remotely Philippines, we're not just limited on accounting, finance, and audit support services. Since we are an outsourcing provider here in the Philippines, though 90% of our people are working on those industries, but we're not just limited to those kind of services since we are providing as well the build your remote team here in the Philippines where we're not just providing those kind of services, but we are extending our services in a different services like virtual assistants, IT assistants, software development, marketing, data analytics. So any services that could be done online. And if we have the correct pool and appropriate pool here in the Philippines, then definitely we can support our clients everywhere in the world.
Explain to our listeners briefly why it is that a country like Australia, Singapore, the United States would elect to offshore with Remotely Philippines as opposed to finding someone in their own region or country who could do some of the same things. Was it basically a cost thing? Was it pandemic driven?
I think the number one reason is that there's a scarcity of resources in their area. So technically, they are having difficulty on finding the right person to fill in the open position in their company. So the other thing is you're correct that they want it's gonna be something like a strategy to cut costs and get a lower cost provider from different country with a lower cost of living, and then they can just uh, provide specific tasks that could routinely be done by a specific person. So it's something like a way of strategy for them to efficiently maximize the resources.
Now, when it comes to maximizing resources, that goes directly to the efficiency of the overall operation. How difficult or easy is it to switch gears from one client in one region with a different currency, a different culture, and a different language to another one with a totally different culture, currency, and language? Is this something that you train your employees there at Remotely Philippines, or do you recruit people who are already experts in the area that you're servicing?
That's a good question. So here at Remotely Philippines, we're not actually hiring or providing staff without any experience to be onboarded for our clients. So technically, we're making sure that we are meeting the requirements of our clients. And the good thing about the Philippines, we are English proficient country. So definitely, it's not gonna be hard for us to recruit person that could communicate easily with the client. So of course, we also implement strict compliance with our internal training here in remote Philippines, and we're very concerned with the um, personal, professional, and personal development of our people. So definitely, we're providing internal and external training for them just to make sure that we have appropriate trainings and backgrounds in everything that we do here in remote Philippines.
As far as employee retention, what are your clients most concerned with when it comes to making sure that the person that they've chosen for that position is there on a consistent basis? And should something happen, are you readily able to replace that person for that particular day or maybe even that week?
All right. So in terms of that, we're actually on a staff augmentation kind of business model wherein we're providing an extended team member to work as a dedicated team member here in the Philippines for our clients. So technically they are in a contract with us for a minimum of 6 months. And then that's gonna be the dedicated person to solely work for our clients. So definitely our clients has the responsibility to make sure that the staff is working productively here in the Philippines. So the other thing is for us to retain those people, since they are in substance working as a team member or part of our client's team, technically they are still part of Remotely Philippines. So we do have our own employee benefits that we shoulder for our people. We do have different activities just to make sure, even though they are working remotely, they can feel that they still have team working with them. So it's up on how we could treat our people and give them an environment that they can feel that they belong and they have someone that is concerned as well on their professional development, and that is Remotely Philippines.
Edward, what is the major takeaway? And give us any pertinent contact information where our listeners can learn much, much more about Remotely Philippines.
So if you are on accounting, finance, and audit work, and you are finding some resources to fill in your open position in your company or in your firm, don't be hesitate to try outsourcing. Not every outsourcing company is a sort of difficult to manage and something that could lower your efficiency and effectivity in delivering output. You could try first the outsourcing company, not to enter on a long-term contract at first, but try Filipino CPAs, Filipino accountants to support your operations and your accounting and finance audit support, needs. So in any case you will be in need of outsourcing company here in the Philippines, you can try our company Remotely Philippines and you can contact us at Ortega at remotely.com.ph. So I'm gonna repeat it. It's Ortega at remotely.com.ph, or you can email us at info@remotely.com.ph.
Edward, thank you so much for your time this evening. I appreciate you joining us here on Beyond Borders.
Thank you so much, Neil.
You've been listening to the Beyond Borders podcast. I'm your host, Neil Howard, in conversation with CEO of Remotely Philippines, Mr. Eduard Ortega. Audio copies of this program are available at verticalinternetmedia.com. Learn more about our BPO services at outsourcingfit.com.